Hey YouTube friends, I'm a dad of two kiddos. Being a dad is not easy. That's why I wanted to start this podcast to help other dads. Grab a drink and enjoy the show. Thank you. Hey YouTube daddies and lurking moms. Today we have a special guest, a returning guest, and a friend of Kyle, which is a friend of mine.
Yeah, how's it going? I'm Mike. I've been a friend of Kyle's for quite some time now. The reason I'm here is I have a 15-year-old son. His name's Donovan. Looking forward to seeing him in a couple of days, so that's why I'm here.
What's he like to do?
A lot of different things. He's got a ton of different hobbies, but right now he's, as most teenagers are, he's kind of concerned with his body image.
Ooh.
So he's been trying to cut weight. He's got a little weight set at home that he's been working on. So I didn't explain this yet, but he doesn't live with me. He's with my ex-wife, so he's out there in Georgia right now. But he likes that. He loves basketball, any sort of sport, and apparently he's dating now too. So that's been interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Kyle? Introduce yourself again because they don't know.
Yeah, in case this podcast comes out before the last one. I've been waiting on the footage. So, Kyle, dad of 3, twins, boy and girl, and an older son. He's 9.
All right, let's go to badass dad stories. First story. All right, one time he was driving down the street and he saw me up against the bush and a boy from my class holding me down and violently rubbing snow in my face. He stopped the car on the road, walked over, picked up the boy by his clothes and said, "Touch her again and I will break both your legs. Do you understand me?" After this, no one, including this boy, ever harassed me. How do you approach bullies?
They touch her again?
Well,
So he was bullying a girl.
he was bullying a girl.
That dad did the right thing like Spike Lee. Real.
That part.
I'd have done the same.
I don't blame him. I'm sure the dad had another story of his own after that. Back in my day, I walked 5 miles uphill to school in the snow both ways. So, he was probably a little used to the cold.
But, I mean, okay, that's the dad watching their kid get bullied, right? Which has to be very hard. Mm-hmm. But what about if your kid goes to you, tell you, "Hey, Dad, I'm getting bullied." How would you guys approach that?
Who's the kid? I'm going to pick you up from school every day till we find him.
Would it be different if your kid was female or male?
I mean, either way, I wouldn't agree with bullying.
Correct.
So, no, I don't think it makes a difference.
Mm-hmm. You think it makes a difference?
Not really. That's a genderless sort of situation. I think that instead of treating the symptom, kind of treat the cause a little bit and give that kid the tools that they need to defend themselves, I think would be a good way to sort of sort that out. I had a situation similar like that with my son where we put him in jiu-jitsu for a while and he ended up enacting some of that and, handling himself pretty well. So I feel like that was a good way to sort of handle that thing. But as a dad, it's always hard seeing your kids get picked on and bullied and having them come home with that less than self-esteem and all that. It's never easy. You don't want to see your kids hurt in any form or fashion. So it's never an easy thing.
Now, you said your kid did jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever catch him being a bully or what? How do they teach him?
It was more defense-based type stuff. So it was really, and it was unrelated to the actual courses he was taking, but he did sort of bully a little bit and we'd probably get into the reasons why later. But as he's grown up, he's kind of honed that in. He was kind of an angry kid growing up too, just based on the stuff that happened between me and his mom. So got pretty testy at times, but I'd say for the most part, he'd use it really in self-defense, not to exert any sort of force or dominance over any other kids.
Gotcha. I like it. All right, here's another badass dad story. He loves animals, and animals love him and follow him. Every pet he got us ended up as his pet. One time, I had a bad cold, and to cheer me up, he brought me a giant St. Bernard puppy. The cold was cured. Yes, she ended up falling in love with him and became his dog. He also had birds and cats. Unlike me, he grows plants really well, and they always thrive in his care. So the question to that is, when is a child ready for a pet?
According to me or according to them? Because those are two different answers.
Okay.
I think when they're young, you could start them off with a small, maybe like low maintenance pet, fish, where you just kind of have to throw some food in there, change the water once in a while. But a dog or something that takes more time, definitely have to be a little older, and you shouldn't get them anything if you're not willing to assume those responsibilities.
What did you start with?
I started with a hamster. My second grade teacher actually bred hamsters. which was cool. But hamsters are nocturnal. Kids, we think we are, but we're asleep, and that hamster's still turning on the wheel.
That's funny. I have a quick little hamster story I'll share with you guys. My sister had hamsters, and it had babies, right? So at the time, they would kind of move, but one bit me on my pinky.
I know that.
It didn't hurt,
No?
but it scared me, so it bit me, and my first reaction, whoa! Poor little thing went
Oh, it
flying.
was still on your finger when you.
Yes.
Oh, dang! Flung that thing.
It survived, though. It
Okay.
survived.
It's a mini cat. Lands on its feet.
My mom was absolutely gorgeous when she was young, but she had 6 older brothers who were very tall and strong. They also drove her to and from school every day. No boys could ever come anywhere near her. When my dad met her at a New Year's party, he walked over to her and said, "You will be my wife." He then went to her parents and He went over to her parents and asked for their permission to date her and marry her. Permission given. They've been married for 40 years now. Did you guys ever ask anyone for any type of permission?
Oh man,
Nah.
I did. I asked my wife's dad for permission to marry her. Boy, was that nerve-wracking. I had the date planned out, when I was gonna do it, where I was gonna do it, how I was gonna do it. It's a simple question, right? And we were going to her dad's house a couple of days before, so I was like, I'll ask. I put it off all day. Oh, my wife's here. I don't want her to overhear. Oh, I'll find a moment. So nervous. I didn't do it. Finally, we're getting in the car to leave. I was like, don't do it over the phone. So I told my wife, I got to go back inside and go to the bathroom before we drive back home. I went in, took everything inside of me to muster up the courage, and finally, it was like popping the question. It was like proposing right there.
That's
It was
funny.
difficult.
How'd it go?
It was, I mean, they said we're married. But you start like coming up with conclusions in your head. Like, I know that they like me. So sorry when you see this, but you start coming up with conclusions in your head. Like, oh, what if they diss me? What if they say no? What am I going to say? Defense mode. Well, I'm going to marry her anyways, So it's tough, but everything went smooth in the long run.
That's awesome. That's a good story then.
Yeah.
Mine said no,
Oh, dang.
but I'm married.
Well, surprise in-laws of his. Oh,
Didn't work.
That's funny.
remind me of in-laws later if we get to any dad jokes. I got a good one. We'll turn back to this moment.
All right, you guys ready for the questions?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
As long as they're all rhetorical, I don't have any answers.
As a child, what were you afraid of? And what are you doing to make sure your kids don't feel the same?
Probably just sea monsters.
Okay.
I love swimming. I saw something about the Loch Ness monster on TV as a child. It's like all monsters in the sea, and it freaks me out. We don't know what's under there. And I take my kids swimming. I don't put my fears onto them. Let them know I'm afraid of it. But if something slithers past my leg, I'm out of there. I might leave them as collateral for the monster.
Okay. I honestly gave this one a lot of thought because growing up, whenever I got home from school, nobody was home because both parents worked.
Yeah.
And it would freak me out when my mom would say like, "Hey, I'll be home at 7." And like 7 hit and I was like, "Where's my mom?"
Yeah.
And so I've learned to either give myself a little more cushion to saying, "Hey, I'll make it home later," or use different words. That's what works. Well, hopefully works for me.
As far as with your kids,
Yeah, I mean they're still little,
if
but it
you-
works on the
so
wife
if
at
you think
least.
you're gonna be
Yeah.
home at 6:30, you're gonna say 6.
No,
No, opposite. You're gonna say
Yes,
7.
yes.
So
Keep
you're
it
going to
pretty
7.
loose, I think.
So you're gonna say 7, so you get home early. So then you're gonna rock in. Your kids are gonna be having a party. You said 7. We thought we had half an hour left.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take that. Do another one.
What about your fears, Mike?
Yeah, you have any
my.
fears?
Nothing conventional. Probably just failing, letting people down. I wasn't really afraid of any like animal or person per se, but it was really just fears letting people down. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself at a very young age to just sort of live up to expectations and just kind of do my thing. So I was always a self-starter in that way. So anytime I felt I was letting anyone down, I think that was my biggest fear, is just staying up on top of that and not making anyone angry.
But if you saw that in your son, how would you help him?
Just coach him through it. Just let him know I support any actions that he wants to partake in, and that there's no pressure. He can do what he wants. I'll try to guide him in the right direction, but ultimately it's his life. I can't force him one way or the other to do whatever I want. I could suggest things, but whether or not, he takes it is up to him. I try to approach, my parenting in that same way. Just kind of give suggestions and let him sort of run with those.
Mm-hmm.
No fear of any animals, huh? We found a contestant for the 100 men versus one gorilla.
I'm not afraid. I'm not stupid. I'm not fighting that thing.
Dude, as a kid, I got chased by a dog, and I was scared for a long time.
That's bad too.
I got bit by a dog. Still have a scar on my pinky. I thought I was outrunning it. As soon as my hand went down, I guess it looked like a bacon strip or something.
And he bit?
He bit.
Oh, no way. Were you ever afraid of dogs or
No,
anything?
I love dogs. It was just a bad experience, but I didn't let it spoil it.
Mm-hmm. How do you make time for yourself or partner with kids?
You want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
And just if it comes down to scheduling your day, that's really what you have to do, because you can't really help anyone else out until you're of sound mind and body. So I feel like making time for yourself is important. I mean, you do need to make time for your kids and your spouse and all that, but making that time for yourself is the best thing. And just, whether it's scheduling, whether it's me having to go to the gym after they're asleep or before they wake up, whatever the case may be, you just try to find concessions anywhere you can and just fit in a workout or a walk while you're on break at lunch. Just try to find ways to fit as much in. It's a busy lifestyle, but got to get in where you fit in.
Yeah, it's tough. Like you said, like during nap time, now that my kids are little, that usually gives like about 2 hours during the day of free time. Or I don't know, once they get to school age, I guess that'll give some time there. Now that they're getting a little older, it's easier to pawn them off on my mom or someone to watch them if we absolutely need some us time. But as far as me time, I'm still able to work out. I actually, at my old house, I put up in the garage, I had some weights in there, and I had a wall painted with chalkboard paint so my son could just draw while I'm working out and still doing my thing. So it was cool, fun for both of us. Then he sees you have that, and it's something that he wants to do, whether he's picking up some weights or doing something too. You kind of develop the same passion.
But how important is it to spend time with your partner too, though?
Like alone without the kids?
Yeah.
It's definitely, because you still spend a lot of time, but your time together is also with them. But you do have to make some time for each other whenever you can. Whenever you can have help, if you have support with the kids.
Find a way.
Find a way.
You have to.
Let them know they're important too. So they have a big job. They brought them into the world, so you got to respect that fact and give them the time they deserve.
What I always heard too was at the end of your day, you love your kids more than anything, of course, but at the end of the day, your kids are going to grow up, they're going to go to school, they're going to get married, they're going to start their own family. Your partner is who you're going to have. So you do have to make time for each other.
Oh, yeah. When did you know you wanted to be a father?
I fell in love with the idea of it young, like, oh, we want to get matching football jerseys and this.
And you did, right?
Of course. Yeah, of course. I mean, this says my last name on the back just so I could hand it down one day. It's an heirloom. But actually becoming a dad, I don't think it was ever like a moment until it was actually happening. Like, oh, I guess I want to do this.
You gotta get ready.
Yeah, you fall in love with the kids when they're born.
Mm-hmm.
You love the idea of them, but you fall in love with them when they're born.
When did you start with the idea, though?
The idea, like I said, probably, high school, thinking of matching jerseys or shoes or someone to play catch with, things like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think in a young age, you're growing up in a traditional household. I think your goal is to start a family of your own and, put them in the best position able to succeed. In my situation specifically, I knew I wanted to be a dad. I just didn't really know when. I didn't have an idea of, at 35, I'm going to be a dad or I'm going to do this at 30. It was just sort of thrust upon me. And like Kyle alluded to earlier, you just kind of...
That's what she said.
Yeah, come on, man. when your moment comes, you just got to be ready for it. So when it happened with me, it kind of came as a shock. It was just one of those things you just have to be ready for, and it makes you responsible immediately. So, but as Kyle again said, I think once you see your kid being born and everything that goes into that, it changes your life perspective on everything. I wouldn't change that moment for anything.
This one was from Kyle. You ready, Kyle? I'm ready for a huge story. So,
oh, great.
do you create the magic of Santa, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, leprechauns, etc.?
I was giving you some examples for other people. Maybe
No,
Mike.
this
Now,
is for you.
now it
That's a
backfired.
quick one for me. But
So I do. I love holidays, and I remember the feeling as a kid when that magic was alive, just getting into the Christmas spirit, Christmas music. I don't like eggnog, but people drink eggnog. Maybe some hot chocolate for me. And I remember when I lost that, and kind of having kids recreated it. When my son wanted to build leprechaun traps, I did the same thing as a child, and we would build leprechaun traps together, and he'd be so passionate about it. It would bring the passion back in me. And I would set the leprechaun trap out at night, wake up in the morning like, what do you mean there's no leprechaun in here? Like, I really thought I was going to catch one. Same thing with the Tooth Fairy. I was thinking of new ways to make it fun, and my son plays this game called Gorilla Tag on VR. And the currency in the game is shiny rocks. So every day that you log into the game, you get 100 shiny rocks.
Okay.
There's a way that, of course, they want to make their money. You could purchase shiny rocks online. So I was like, instead of putting money under his pillow, I'm going to put shiny rocks under his pillow. But obviously, shiny rocks aren't tangible. They're going to be loaded on the game, so I want him to know. So you could buy shiny rocks on the game. So I got a piece of paper, and I wrote down however many shiny rocks I bought, 1,000 or 2,000 shiny rocks. But I was like, I don't write like the Tooth Fairy. So I had to Google Justin Bieber handwriting, see his autograph, and see what, the Tooth Fairy's handwriting would look like, and get some glitter pen and write 2,000 shiny rocks and slip it under his pillow. The next morning he wakes up, I hear him turn on his headset, he looks, he comes running out. Dad, look, I know the Tooth Fairy's real. I know it because he got me shiny rocks, and I turned on my game and they're here. Do you want to see it? Just so excited.
Oh, no
that's
way.
pretty cool.
And that just makes it all worth it. When you watch his son, I'm sorry, I deceived you.
Liar.
But I hope you recreate that with my grandkids one day.
What about like Santa Claus though?
Oh, it's funny you mentioned that. As a kid, I remember always trying to trap Santa Claus. I'm going to catch him and ask him for more presents and everything. But I never could. I told him I didn't have the technology that they have now with phones and everything. So I went to Santa Crawl in Reno a few years ago. I have a Santa suit. And my son's like, why don't we set up your phone in the living room and we'll record all night and we'll catch Santa. It's like, yeah, great idea. We'll do that. So I put my phone there. We went to bed. I came and got my phone, of course. I'm not going to leave it recording all night. And then I put on the Santa suit, stuck a pillow in my belly, and I grabbed some presents, and I went and put my phone back, recorded from that angle of me going to the tree.
Oh,
I showed him the video the next morning. Oh, telling everybody at the Christmas function, my dad, he caught Santa. We recorded him. We got it on. Show him, Dad. Show him. So that worked out good. That was a hit.
okay. I like that.
That's cool.
I'm gonna have to go get a Santa.
I'll let you borrow mine.
All right.
I know you guys, Mexicans,
Oh,
celebrate
you
Christmas
guys.
Eve. So you could borrow mine Christmas Eve. I'll take it back Christmas
Okay,
Day.
perfect,
It'll work out for
perfect.
both of
Fair
us.
exchange.
Good.
Me, I don't have anything. I can't top that. I don't have anything elaborate like that. Easter Bunny, Santa, all that stuff. He caught on pretty early, so it's not unfortunately it's a tradition that really wasn't upheld much longer than I think maybe 7 or 8, and then he just kind of figured it out. So
How was it in your childhood though? Did you believe?
yeah, I believe pretty late until I was about 11 or so. That's pretty sad. I hate to admit that, but I remember seeing a Super Nintendo under my mom's bed. And then seeing that
Found
same thing being opened up the next day, I was just like, okay, this can't be real. So that was my moment there.
I remember I wanted a Nintendo 64, and I had a dream. My mom got me a Nintendo 64, and she hid it in her closet. The dream was so real. I woke up, I searched her whole closet, and it wasn't there. I was so mad, like, 'cause it was there. So I ended up getting the Nintendo 64 later, but man, I wanted it.
Good times.
So do you do the gifts that like they're all from Santa, or is it like one from Santa?
Oh, he's not gonna take my credit, you know.
No.
It's like a little tiny one from Santa.
Yeah, the rest are from me.
Okay.
No, it's like probably the same, you know. Some from Santa, some from me.
And the reason why I ask is because me growing up, Santa always gave me the good gifts, the cool
okay.
gifts, and like my parents were like, "Oh, here's a sweater," and that's what I wanted to do, right? And then my wife kind of was like, "No." She first of all, her family doesn't do the whole magic thing, right? And yes, we got married, and now she loves Christmas. I love Christmas. And she told me, hey, so she teaches, and she goes, hey, okay, if you want them to believe in Santa, let's do it under one condition. Let's do the smallest gift from Santa, everything else from us. And I was like, why? And she goes, look, I work with a bunch of kids. It's hard to explain to a kid why that kid got a PlayStation 5 and this other kid he got some socks.
Okay.
It's funny you mentioned that. I wonder too, like, if Santa's elves make the presents, like, do they work for PlayStation? You know what I mean? Like, they could knit some socks if they don't have the brand on them, but like, do they work for PlayStation? But like you said, it's the way she was raised. You said her parents didn't create that magic. So if her parents don't believe in magic, of course they didn't want her to marry you. You know?
I hope they watch this.
Hi, in-laws.
Hola.
Hola. Hola, suegros.
Do you think your approach to fatherhood is similar or different to your own father?
No. Only because my father was absent. So I guess opposite.
Okay.
Not at all. My dad was pretty strict. I mean, he used the term absent, but he was there, but I feel like he was kind of absent at the same time, if that makes any sort of sense at all. But no, I try to give my kid the freedom. I listen to him. We talk about stuff all the time. My son and I talk about things I would have never talked about with my dad. I was just never comfortable enough to do that. So I try my best to foster an environment where he can come to me with any problems that he has, and it's been pretty successful so far.
Okay. Before you became a father, what about being a father were you most excited about?
You looking at me?
Oh, tax season.
Yeah.
Hear all these great things.
Yeah.
Child credits.
The child credits.
Well, yeah, of course. Like relive the things from childhood that you enjoy and have an excuse.
Yeah. I've bought more toys now as an adult,
See?
and I say, oh, it's for the kiddos.
Yeah,
It's really free.
just,
Yeah.
just like all those snacks in the kitchen, right?
Shh, those are for me.
No, same thing. And just, try to live vicariously through them a little bit, not too much, but just sort of, being a kid again. That's always the most fun part, and just showing them some of the things that you enjoy and reliving some of those moments that made you happy as a kid.
Man, the thing I was most excited for on this last one is for my wife here. So she keeps telling me like, "Oh, why do you want more tattoos?" I was like, "I only have one." She's like, "No, you have a bunch." I was like, "Where does it start and where does it stop?" Like, so I have my older son's name. She didn't want me to get any more, and then we're pregnant with. We're not. She is. She's pregnant with the twins, and I was like, "You don't want me to get any more tattoos? So I'm gonna let you explain to them why I have Sky's name, but I don't have theirs. I'm gonna
Okay.
when they
You made
ask,
her guilty.
oh, how come you have my older son's,
Yeah.
name?
Are we not
Oh,
that
I wanted
important?
your name, but mom didn't let me get it.
Dang.
So that was one thing I was excited for, just to get back and get another tattoo
Get
once
more
they were born.
tattoos.
But that's it. Got their names and that was it.
Where are those at?
Those are on my. I don't know if you can see them. Their shoulders.
Okay.
My son's on my chest.
And Sky?
This guy's on my chest.
Okay. What are your expectations as far as school grades, chores, and responsibilities?
Straight A's. Of course, you want straight A's, but I think because I was always straight A's, I of course want them to get straight A's. But B's aren't bad,
Okay.
but definitely no D's or F's or too many C's. Chores is I feel like chores should be done, but without any compensation. Like, not just do the chores because you get allowance or this or that. Just to kind of teach them the responsibility and everything that they're going to need to learn before they're an adult.
At what age would you start the chores?
Simple things young. Like even my twins now, they're not even 2 yet, but if they see me doing something, they want to do it too. Not that sometimes they're actually not helping, but they think they're helping.
Well, it could be a simple, hey, you're picking this up. Let me.
Like say they see me folding clothes. So they grab some and they fold. Of course, they're just balled up. You're going to have to redo it, but you're not going to knock them for that.
No, of course
You're
not.
going to appreciate the effort, the fact that they're trying to help you. So start them off with little things young.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start with the chore piece first. I think some parents just have kids just to have them do the chores. That way they don't have to do anything else. I've seen a ton of parents like that. I'm not going to name names, but that's definitely been the case. But yeah, you want them to have a contribution. You want them to do something in the house, not sit on their butt all day and play games or pick their nose or whatever the hell they're doing at any point. So the expectation is you help out in any way that you can. I mean, you're not going to have them do everything in the house or like fix your roof or do anything crazy like that. But you want them to do a simple dish or put stuff away. Just simple things that they could do. In terms of grades, you want straight A's. Do you always get them? No. But again, it's one of those coachable moments where you try to do what you can. And if they're not talented enough to do it, then kind of just deal with the results and see what comes. You just don't get mad about it. Just try to find the source of it and just really work on that if you can.
Now, do you think, like back in the days, people would have 6, 7, 8 kids? You think it was more to put them to work?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, without a
Definitely.
doubt. You watch the Waltons?
I haven't.
And it's funny you touch it. I know people that had kids just to give them a job. And I was like, I didn't understand that till later. I was like, oh, wow. I didn't know there was people like that.
Yeah. Pretty selfish stuff.
Yeah. All right. What skills do you think are most valuable in a father?
Ooh. I don't know what you would call this, but just being on your kid's level. If you're just standing up screaming at your kid, that's not going to register with them. You need to, when you talk to them, get down on their level. And sometimes kids forget that you were their age once, They don't see you as cool and young. They don't see you like I do.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
They think you're old and just wearing a Power Rangers dad for this podcast or something.
Why is he wearing that?
They're like, those are the old Power Rangers. They go to like the moon and back now or whatever.
It's not Fast and the Furious.
Right? So that's one thing. Getting on the kids' level, talking to them, letting them understand. I heard a quote once, and it was something like, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
That's a good one.
It is. I think I heard that from Nick Sirianni, Eagles coach. No, I didn't want to say that until they agreed that it was good. Now we put that out there. But
Oh my God. Never hear the end of it.
he didn't even notice the surprise yet, did he?
No.
Let's get to that.
Wait.
We'll get to that later.
No, we could get to it. We could get to. He's looking.
I'm looking. What?
He has a Niners cup here. As part
Is
of
that
his,
why you turned it?
Yeah, the logo may or may not be showing. Right?
We were wondering when he was gonna notice.
Oh, it's the only one. Oh,
We can.
That's it.
Yeah, we can fix that though. There we go.
it's all good.
Yeah, there we are.
Don't worry. I
Niners
got
loading
this
in.
really big lit up sign that I'm gonna throw up there later.
Oh,
It's probably the sign like Frankenstein had in Big Daddy, huh? Live nudes this way.
I can get one of those too.
Which way is the arrow pointing, huh?
What other skill do you think is valuable?
So listening,
yeah, that's good.
and not just listening to respond, listening to understand. Putting yourself in their shoes and trying to understand that things are different now.
Okay.
Things are different with technology, social media. Kids feel like are growing up faster and just learning different things than we were at their age.
Exposed to a lot more.
Definitely.
When you
Wow.
say listening, do you also consider like they just want to be heard type of listening? Like, hey, don't say anything. Just, Dad, I want to tell you this.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Sometimes they're excited to tell you about it, even if it's something you're not excited about. And they want to tell you about, it could be a video game. But if you listen and you remember, not just in one ear and out the other, and say you bring it up later, you ask them, oh, remember how you told me this? I think that shows a lot.
Yeah, same with me. Son actually brought it to my attention not too long ago. I want to say maybe it was can't remember what the content was. It was a couple weeks ago, a couple years ago, and he was complaining about something. And instead of listening to him, I was just trying to offer solutions, sort of fix his problem. It's kind of a problem I had in my marriage too, but whatever.
Different podcast.
Yeah, different podcast. You live, you learn. But I can't remember what the subject matter was, but he was just like, "Dad, can you just listen to me and like not cut me off?" And then that kind of hit me pretty hard at the time. I was like, "What's he talking about?" And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
"Yeah, maybe it was a little hard on him in terms of just." Just trying to fix his problem. Like, I don't really know a whole lot about his problem. We all live different experiences. I've been there before, but, his experience is going to be different from mine. So ever since that moment, and that was just a couple of years ago, I learned a lot about how I just interact with people in general. So when I listen to him, I can't remember what seminar I went to before, but it was a term called active listening. And so instead of just listening, you're asking follow-up questions. And you're really trying to get to understand what they're trying to convey. And then, if they want advice, you offer it, but you don't give it to them unsolicited either. So that was key. And it kind of sucks that I learned it that late in life, but, it's a never ending journey.
Listening,
Yeah.
definitely a big one. How were you disciplined, and how did you discipline yours?
We got to get into this.
CPS, if you're watching,
CPS,
turn this
watch
off
this,
now.
Cut the feed.
Oh man.
Man.
It was funny. I said my dad was absent. He was there when I was real young, and I remember he used to spank me. He used to hit me hard, and I'd always run away. I'd run to the kitchen table, and so he would run and chase me, and I would go around. So I need to go this way, and so it'd be like a cat and mouse game. He could never catch me, and he'd be like, "Come over here so I could hit you." That's stupid. Like, that's not how this works. You gotta catch me first. Like, let's just go over there and let you
gotta
hit
earn
me.
it.
Yeah, like thinking
Get
back,
these
like
whoopings.
I would have so much better moves. I would just like corner you against the wall, push the table against you. Like,
Oh, no way.
you know what I mean? I didn't share that with him, but like I outthought you, Dad. Come on. Oh, and I love my mom. I'm not gonna say anything bad about her, but she did what was necessary to raise me. You
You got a whooping.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Mom.
Now, what about with your kids?
I've never hit my kids. Not that I'm opposed to it. I just feel, like the twins are young, and my 9-year-old, he's still afraid, like, when my voice gets stern. Like, he knows, because I'm happy-go-lucky, so he knows when my tone changes, I mean business.
Mm-hmm.
And usually that does the trick.
Does the job.
Can I cuss on this or?
You can.
Okay.
So what he
can.
told me the
Yeah.
first episode was, just because this is a dad pod, the content's made for other
Other
dads
dads.
maybe get stuff, not for like kids to watch and be like, what do you mean Santa's not real?
Yeah. Well, it's not bad. Cuss
Like this
word.
won't pop up on a child's
Okay, yeah,
one.
that's good. All right, with that said, then I got my ass wore out, man. I can't countless times. Yeah, big pause. Please.
Pause.
Yeah.
He said, no
Dang.
diddy.
I can't believe I said that. But, yeah, man. And it was sometimes it wasn't even for, it'd be for little things. That's just the way my dad grew up. His parents did it to him. I got a little bit of that, and unfortunately, early on in my son's life, I was doing that a little bit. Not to the point you'd have to call like CPS or anything, but
Of course not.
no, yeah, cut the feed. But no, and I regretted that. So I remember later on, I think Donovan was probably like 10 or 11. We were having a talk about it, and he's just like, "Why did you hit me?" I'm like, I teared up, man. Like it got to me because it clearly affected him. It was something that he hadn't gotten over, and I hadn't done it for a while. But even though it had been years since the last time I did it, it still stung in his mind a little bit. So, I mean, that's just something that kind of never goes away. So we've had conversations about it. It's not something I'd do in the future. Pretty well adjusted at the point now where really don't have to do that. He's a little bit older, so the discipline's a little bit different now. And, they kind of think they know everything. So really just talking stuff out, taking things away, that tends to work a little more than just kind of asserting yourself. And again, another life lesson I learned too late.
I agree. Like taking the tablet hurts more than a whooping.
Yeah.
As a parent, do you feel like you hold your kid back because you do a lot for them?
We were just talking about this in the car on the way here.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we were.
Yes, but I'm trying to stop, but it's not it's something you have to continuously remind yourself. I was telling him in the car on the way here, I'm just now trying to have my son help me like when I'm cooking. I used to just cook all his meals, and now it's not that I don't want to cook for him. It's that I want him to learn. You know, one day he's gonna be in my shoes, and he's gonna be like, "What do I do?" Because my mom held me. She did my laundry with me until I moved out. I remember once I was like, I moved out. I think I was like 24. I was like 20 years old. My friend's mom went to Mexico, and he calls me. He's like, "Hey, I have nothing to wear. My mom's in Mexico. All my clothes are dirty. Can you come over and help me do laundry?" And I was like, I don't know how to do laundry either.
And you couldn't use YouTube.
Yeah, that wasn't even like, didn't even cross my mind. It was like just coming out or whatever. All we watched was Kimbo Slice fights back then.
Damn, you couldn't do no laundry?
No,
Damn.
I didn't learn until after that. I was like, I gotta learn laundry.
That's wild.
Like I'm old enough to drink now. Maybe I should.
Learn
I don't
how
know
to
if
wash my
they
damn
need to go
shirts.
together. Like, let me drink and do some laundry.
Dude, put a load in, yeah. Pause. Damn, they keep saying this pause stuff, yeah. It's been around you too long. Dang.
I could relate to that.
Oh, the laundry part.
The laundry part. But it's not about me. It's about you.
I'm not the only one. Okay, cool.
Mike?
Me, it's the cooking. Absolutely 100%, hands down. I don't feel like I hold him back in any other way but his meals. If I don't cook something, he just won't eat. Like, that's just, or he'll raid my snacks. Like, I have these healthy snacks. I'm eating paleo. He'll just ravage those, and those things are expensive, so I get a little hot when he gets on those. Yeah,
This is my
I'll be mad as hell. But yeah, if I don't cook, most of the time he just won't eat. And he's tried, he's decent at it. I think it's just more of him not wanting to do it. So I could probably peel back on that a little bit, let him sort of handle that. Like I mentioned it earlier, he'll be here for a month starting on Saturday. And I told him I'd meal prep for him, and I almost regret saying that. I'm like, man, I shouldn't have done that, because now he's expecting me to do it. But I'd probably have him come in there and help me with it, do it together, let him kind of learn how to do it. But other than that, not really. It's just the cooking.
How simple or sophisticated would you go on a dish?
Nothing too crazy, nothing gourmet or anything like that. Like I said earlier, he's kind of into bodybuilding, so he's just looking for high protein recipes. Like, for instance, on Saturday or Sunday, I haven't decided what day we want to do it yet, but we're going to do these tikka masala protein burritos. Not too hard, just a lot of sauces involved, so I'll probably have him help me prepare that and assemble the things. We're just going to freeze it for the week and have him reheat the meals as he sees fit. Nothing too sophisticated, though, just something simple enough for him to get his hands on and go for it. Because I do want him to eventually do that himself, because right now it's just really eggs and bacon and not a whole lot else.
Is that why you hide the snacks in the dishwasher?
I don't have storage space.
Did I just put your secret out there?
You
Did I
did.
just put your secret out there?
Man,
Well,
that's a stash right there.
well, Mexicans don't believe in dishwashers either. So
You are the dishwasher.
Mine
right?
leaks anyway. Yeah, you just do it yourself.
I don't even
Do a
have a
better job.
dishwasher. I am the dishwasher.
that's funny.
Man, you put me out there.
All right, I think I asked you this one before, but I want to ask him. Do you see your child? Do you see yourself in your child?
Yeah, 100%. The way he looks, the way he operates, just how thoughtful, the way he thinks things through. He never makes a decision without looking at all the variables and which way, how can this go wrong? How can it go right? He kind of looks at every angle before he makes any sort of decision. Academically, probably not. It's not for lack of intelligence or anything like that. He could be just, I'll just say he's just lazy. So he just doesn't apply himself the way that he needs to. But in all other facets, yeah, I'd say I see a lot of myself in him. Just the way that just his life approach in general, the way that I thought of things back then, the type of people I surrounded myself with. There's a lot of parallels there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, what are you most proud of?
Just, I don't want to say entrepreneurial spirit, because he hasn't really started any sort of businesses. He does sell candy and stuff. He tries to make his own money. I'd say I'm most proud of him for just kind of figuring himself out. We don't need to get into all the reasons why, but he was pretty disturbed early on. He had a lot of bad stuff happen to him early on. He faulted himself. He thought he was the crux of all the problems that were happening and just blamed himself a lot. So just getting a little bit of help and just having the mental magnitude to sort of just figure things out and not be a victim and just kind of rise through it, because he has been through a lot. Now he does seem a lot happier. So I'm just proud of him for just kind of understanding himself a little bit more.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I know everybody's always trying to give you guys advice, or at least me, but what do you do with this non-wanted advice?
Oh,
Unsolicited advice. Okay.
just talking about that.
Yeah.
Just take it with a grain of salt. Just listen. I don't want to be rude, cut someone off. Just listen, but obviously not going to apply it.
Thanks. Whatever.
Hey, I'll get right on that.
Yeah. Yeah, just you got to listen to the OGs. Sometimes they're right, but you got to understand that times are a little different. You can't really apply certain things to every situation, and they're all so different. But just take it with a grain of salt. But ultimately you're gonna know what's best for your kids, so you can't really let anyone tell you how to parent. Your style is your own.
Listen to the OGs. It's funny.
I'm an OG. Yeah.
Well, no, just how times have changed. I remember with my son, my mom was like, "Oh, is his diaper wet?" And she's like, to check, she like sticks her finger in there. I was like, "No, these diapers, they got a wetness indicator.
Yeah, you can see it. You don't have to touch that.
You can see if the line's yellow or blue."
Yeah. You ain't gotta touch that.
Nope. Talk about what do you mean you gotta anchor the car seat? Like,
yeah,
they used to just put the seatbelt through.
Yeah.
She said we should be rolling around the back seat.
Oh yeah.
Seat be going back and forth, getting a concussion back there.
Yeah, times have changed.
Changed a lot.
So you said your kiddo is 15, right?
Yes.
When, where, how did you guys start the talk of the birds and the bees?
I don't really know. It just he just started asking questions. He kind of, I don't know, maybe it was the internet. He found out a lot on his own. I didn't really have to tell him too much, really. He'll ask questions here how to be safe. I don't think he's engaged in those type of activities just yet, but he's come close. He's had a couple close calls from. We do talk about this stuff, so he kind of gets a little graphic at times. Wish he wouldn't, but yeah, it's gonna happen.
Dad,
but no,
what is this?
Yeah, I know. He's like, don't worry about that. But yeah, they'll just these kids are resourceful, man. They're exposed to that stuff early and often. I didn't have to have any sort of talk. He just kind of knew what was up. So easy job for me.
Do you feel like it came more from school? Like they learned more from it there?
You mean like a formal educational basis, or just other kids talking about, hey, look at these big old, or whatever, something like that.
Big ol' what?
Yeah, no,
Where?
What's that? Where? Big ol', huh? What's that? No, probably nothing. I don't think they took any sort of classes or anything like that. That's probably a thing of the past. But just being around dumbass kids talking about girls and stuff, I think that just we dealt with it too. I mean, it was before the internet was really live and doing all that. But I mean, word of mouth, you hear stuff, you hear people talking, it just kind of comes naturally. You don't really expect it. It just comes when it does, and you just take it for what it is.
Do you guys remember your first sex ed class?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
5th grade.
Hey, me too.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I remember that. I think it was 5th grade too, but I don't remember too many details. I remember in high school though, my health teacher, and it was kind of weird. He was teaching us how STDs spread so fast.
Oh, wow.
So he said everybody in the class go write 3 people's names down of the opposite sex on your list. So then somehow he was saying if you had sex with 3 people and starts with this one person, everyone will have it.
Ooh.
And so the teacher was the initial starter, and I remember he asked the 3 hottest girls in class. And I was like, "What kind of perv is this teacher?" He just wanted to get it out there because that's who everyone was going to.
Oh no way!
So I was thinking back in hindsight, oh
You
man,
nasty.
yeah.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because you see it later and you're like, oh, something was up.
At the time, we were just agreeing with him, yeah, he picked them.
Yeah, that's crazy. You see all the the videos and the books and all that, and you see your first one, but they don't really look like that. I don't remember seeing this in the book, but
it's funny. I remember my buddies would be like, "Hey, turn to page 48." Wow, what is this? A boob. That's funny.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, your kid's older too. Have you guys talked about his future, say college, 4-year university?
A little bit. So I think if he's going to do I know he's been talking about wanting to start his own business, and that's all well and good or anything. So we're trying to just sort of give him a backup plan just in case that falls through. And trade might be something he's interested in. He showed some early interest in working on cars.
Oh, no way.
I think he mentioned plumbing. So he's kind of all over, just like a lot of kids are at his age, just sort of kind of all over the place. I feel like unless your parents are pressuring you to get into a profession maybe that they know is lucrative or something that they worked in before, other than that, kids are pretty aimless. They kind of malleable in the way that they go back and forth with what they want to do. So I don't know. I don't know what he wants to do. He's mentioned a couple of things, and hopefully he follows up on one of them, because I don't want him being 24, 25, working at Walmart. There's nothing wrong with that, but I do want him to have some sense of direction. So probably another conversation we'll keep needing to have with him for sure.
Like, what would be your best case scenario?
He meets a sugar mama.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
Aside from a sugar mama, just something that allows him to live the life that he wants, because, obviously economy's kind of in the tank and money's in the crapper or whatever, but, something that allows him flexibility to go where he wants, to support a family when he wants to do that, something that makes him happy and he can still make some money doing it. So whatever that is, I support it.
Next question. What was, excuse me, what was the hardest moment for you as a father?
Hey, it's a tough one.
Mm-hmm. Lack of sleep.
Oh,
Early
yeah.
on, and that's one of them.
Yeah,
that's bad.
That's probably it. I need my beauty sleep.
How many hours do you get
I get 8 hours.
every day?
Yeah,
Lucky.
that's how much I require.
That's
My
cool.
body needs it.
Gotta function.
But no, at first it was difficult trying to get that. And I don't know. I remember like sometimes you hear them just crying, and it gets to the point where I don't even hear them anymore. My wife hears them. She wakes up. It's like, what do you mean they were crying last night?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear them.
I'll add another one to that real quick. Just when they're young, like your kids' age, just always having to keep a watchful eye on them. You feel like at any second, if you miss something, something catastrophic could happen. So just keeping your eye on them, baby proofing the house, making sure all the sharp corners are rounded off and they don't hurt themselves on anything. That's really the hardest part. I was always just extremely worried if you'd get into something or touch a stove or whatever the case may be. There's so many hazards that you don't even think of. That was the most stress inducing, aside from sleep, obviously, but I think that was the most stress inducing for me, is just making sure that they were safe. Or he was safe. I only have one kid. I don't know why I said they.
But it's funny you say that because I've heard the same thing. They're like, "Oh, what's it like? What's fatherhood like?" And it's like, you just got to keep your kid alive, man.
Really, survival, yeah.
Survival.
For sure.
My school nowadays just herd them through, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Even things that you don't think could go left can. I remember I was just playing like peekaboo with my son. He was on my bed and my bed's high up. He was on the other side of it, and I jumped up and I was like, peekaboo, like I was going to go to chase him. He turned around so fast to run away, but he was on the edge. So he stepped, and it was like he was in the moment and like in the air for a moment. Like, was it when Wile E. Coyote chases a roadrunner off the cliff?
Oh,
He
yeah.
was like in the air and then just boom.
The pause.
Yeah. And then he hits the floor and just starts screaming. I was like,
Uh-oh.
Oh. Dang.
They're pretty
That's funny.
resilient, though. They could take a beating. I can't stop with this pause. My bad, dude.
All right. This one's a little deep.
that's what she said.
Do you think you're a good enough dad?
Oh, man.
100%. Yeah, I never doubt that. I did it at one time in my life. I'd maybe say no, but for the past like 7-8 years, I don't have doubt in my mind that I'm doing my thing as a dad. So that doesn't cross my mind at all anymore.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I remember I answered that last time, but yeah, like I said, always room to improve. But yeah, I think I am.
And then we have one more. This, I guess, would apply to you. Do you spend time with your kids independently?
Ooh, man, so with my older boy, yes. When the twins are asleep and there's things that he not interested in with them, or I'll spend time with the twins when he's at his mom's. But like with him, it's things that they can't really do yet. Like we go on the trampoline together, but it's gentle when they're on, and when they're not on, there's double bounce, launch gym, sports, So we spend time like that. It's always like, yeah, once the twins are a little older, I want to do like one of those daddy-daughter dances.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. And then with my son, so he's not left out, maybe take him to something he's into.
It's real thoughtful, Kyle.
But, every time you spend time with Donovan, it's independently, right?
Yeah, it's always independent.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So I was showing these questions to my wife, and out of all the questions, she asked me the last one, which was this one.
Okay.
And she's like, I want to see how you answer this one.
You or?
Me.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's simple. So I work in the afternoons, right? And my youngest wakes up like at 11.
Oh, sure.
So I have the whole morning with my oldest. And then when I get home, my oldest is asleep. So then I have the rest of the night to hang out with the little one.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, yeah. That's cool.
Worked out.
Yeah, it actually worked out.
Yeah. Good setup.
All right. Now, you guys ready for some jokes?
We're ready.
Are you ready?
I gotta remember mine. Let's let him go first. I'm just it's churning.
Hey, you ready for it? So I didn't think of any, but when we were talking about your in-laws earlier, I remembered one. So
Okay.
it's what's the difference between in-laws and outlaws?
What?
Outlaws are wanted.
Oh, man, that hurts. All right. Mine is I recently lost my job at the ice cream shop. I don't work on Sundays.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Corny.
funny. No, I like it. All right. What does a baby computer call his father?
That's a good one. Baby computer. I don't know.
I don't know.
Dada.
Oh my god.
Oh, I got something
You just
similar. What did the digital clock say to his mom?
Oh, I know this one.
I know this one.
Yeah.
Go.
Go ahead.
Punch it.
The no hands. I don't look ma no hands. Yeah.
All right. After an unsuccessful harvest, why did the farmer decide to try a career in music?
Oh, probably. I don't know. I was
Don't
gonna
know
say
this
something
one.
to do with like a harvest of corn having ears or something. Wanted to listen.
Negative. You ready?
Yeah.
Because he had a ton of sick beats.
What?
Uh,
Oh, I thought I was going to get more laugh.
You got a chuckle out of me. I mean, that's could have just stone faced it.
Mike, what advice would you give to a new dad?
The advice I'd give to a new dad is to just have patience. It's pretty rough early on, especially if your kid had colic like mine did, but really it does get better. Just be patient. Your kid does not know that they're crying, that they're keeping you up at night, that they're always hungry, that they always need to be changed. They just don't know that their whole existence relies on your ability to keep them alive. So just have patience, enjoy the ride.
Mike, I just wanted to say thank you for believing. Thank you for coming. I have a little something for you.
Okay.
I heard you're a big Jets fan.
Yep, you heard right.
You get to pick a card.
Oh, awesome. What? Oh, dang. It's all Jets players. You probably can't see this, but it's all Jet players. There's some good ones in here too. I'm gonna go G-Dub though. Garrett Wilson had to take that one. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's cool as hell.
Woo. Let's go.
Should be fun. There's no sudden movements.
No sudden movements.
See that, Phillies front center. Lurking moms. What's up?
Fucking mom creeping.
Straight creepers.
Creeping.
You're out there. Where you at in the
We
comments?
see y'all.
Repeat like the Eagles in 2 years.
Whatever.
You.
Guy goes into a bar and he orders the gin and juice. The bartender puts an apple in the bar. And the guy's like, "Where's my gin and juice?" The bartender's like, "It's right there." He's like, "That's not my gin and juice. That's an apple." He's like, "Try it." So the guy takes a bite. "Yeah, this tastes like gin, but I don't taste the juice." The bartender tells him, "Turn it around." So he takes a other bite of the other side of the apple and he's like, "Oh yeah, there's the juice. It is gin and juice." Bartender's like, "Yeah, I can make anything." He's like, "Okay, let me get a vodka tonic." Same thing. Bartender puts an apple. Guy tries it. "Oh, there's vodka." Bartender's like, "Turn it around." Turns it around. "There's the tonic." "Okay, you say you can make anything? I want one that tastes like." So the bartender puts an apple up. Guy grabs the apple. He takes a bite. "Ugh, this tastes like ass." Bartender tells him, "Turn it around."
Oh, that's cool.
That's funny.
That is funny. I like it.
Oh my god.
Blooperific right there.
Hell yeah.
B-roll.